So in late September, I decided that I was going to sell my $100,000 Pokemon collection. And not just Pokemon, but like Magic and now One Piece too, Gundam. So I decided I was going to sell, and there were a couple of factors that like contributed to why I wanted to do this at the exact time that I wanted to do it. But like the biggest one was simply I wanted to pay off my car. I have a 2024 Honda Civic Type R. Let me go grab my glasses. So I have a 2024 Honda Civic Type R, and the thing's awesome. Like it genuinely is just amazing. And I love the car, so like I want to be done with the monthly payment so that way I could focus more on enjoying her rather than like, oh, I gotta spend on this, spend on that. Here's a expensive month of gas, or hey, my insurance payment is coming up and I like to do it all in one whack so that way I could be a little bit more, But now it actually seems like people are just in full panic mode. For whatever reason, people just think that like the Pokemon market is gonna tank. And me personally, man, there are so many good deals that I'm seeing now with like Obsidian Flames below 300 or Lost Origin, like damn near $700. Like that should be a $1,000 box next year. If I wasn't focused on saving right now, I'd probably be buying a lot of these things right now. Like Lost Origin to me is a no-brainer. Prismatic Destined Rivals, even actually to show you that I have zero plans to get out of the market entirely, I've actually pulled out from my Sayonara portfolio anything Destined Rivals or Prismatic related. So like that's how much confidence I still have in the market. So like if you're in full panic mode, breathe. I don't think that I just don't think that like you need to be at the point of I'm going to fire sale everything, because like in the next 3 months for holiday season, dude, we're gonna see some crazy stuff going on. So I'm going to be covering the 3 ways that I have sold, am selling, or will sell through my collection. And this should help you out tremendously if you've decided that you just don't want to be in this anymore. Alright, so this is going to be like the low-hanging fruit. This first one, and like easily the most accessible, is going to be eBay and TCG Player. eBay actually bought TCG Player. These are websites that will easily connect a buyer with a seller, and it'll show you, last sold prices. It will help you, see pretty quickly what the market looks like right now. It's not enough to say this box sold for $400 last month, so I should be able to get like $390, $375. No, you got to go based off of like the most recent sale, because that's what it's actually going for right now. The only downside is that they take such a large chunk of your sale and selling fees. Because I have one that's really gross, and it kind of just was what it was. All right, here we go. Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy sealed case 6X collector booster box display. So if you go to view order details, I'm going to insert a screenshot here so I'm not giving up anybody's information, but as you can see, it was a very, very profitable sale for me. I actually bought this case for like $4,200 after tax, and I was able to sell it for $9,025, $2,405. You would think like, oh, dude, you doubled your money. Like that's insane, right? eBay fees, my guy. I lost $1,046.93. That's just the cost of doing business. As great as a platform like this can be, it can and will eat into your profit margin. So you have to take that into account. If you have a box that you bought for $100, right? And it went up about 13%, and now you want to sell it and lock in that 13%, eBay is not the place for you. TCG Player is not the place for you. Also, I'm dying to get into this because I actually love League. But I will, and I will get into League. I don't care. I'm gonna get into League. But my big, wow, did it go up? Because yesterday it was like 170. Wow, that's crazy. I hope it doesn't just start skyrocketing. As it comes to market, I'm sure it's gonna go down, but I'm totally gonna buy so much of this. Anywho, so you have to take that into account. Like when you're actually going in and you're doing your math and you're like, all right, I'm going to buy this thing for this much money and then I'm going to sell it for this much money. This is my price target. You know, it's a lot like the stock market. You need to have some sort of target in mind so you're not just going in, you know, blind and expecting to land at double. Double is not a target. With time, you could definitely double, but like, you're not going to do that overnight. You're not going to do that in a week unless you're buying things that are already higher in price at MSRP, in which case you're probably one of those, you know, really sweaty dudes who are just camping outside of the Walmart. But getting back to eBay, I have sold thousands, tens of thousands of dollars worth of stuff on eBay, which also means that I have paid, you know, thousands in eBay listing fees. Thousands, plural. It makes me sick to think about, but it is genuinely the cost of doing business. If this can make your life easier to find someone who can buy your stuff, consider leveraging eBay and TCG Player. I have already sold a number of things. I'm shipping out something today. I'm shipping out a Baldur's Gate collector box that I sold on TCG Player, which again, owned by eBay, which again means 13% haircut off the top of my profit. I think I bought Baldur's Gate for like $290. We went over this in another video. So like, I ain't making much here, but I'm happy with what I am making. The next one is going to be Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp. So for me personally, man, like I do love Facebook Marketplace. It's going to be the best way to protect your profit. But it can also be the noisiest way to find a buyer. And what I mean by that is you don't have to deal with, you know, Jake, Alex, Brian, trying to think of some of these other stupid names that I've heard. You don't have to deal with all the random people who are just going to be reaching out to you and saying, hey man, can you take 100? Oh, I got $100 for you right now. Brother, I have it listed for 160. Yeah, if I have 100 right now, I'll throw it on TCG Player for like 150, take my 13% haircut and walk away with like 130 something. No, get out of my face. There's pros and cons to it, right? Like eBay and TCG Player will do the work of keeping that annoying dude that just wants to barter with you, just wants to barter and haggle with you. They'll keep them away. It's just, hey, this is the current market price. This is the lowest price right now. Do you want to buy from this seller? Yes or no? And that can be really nice. So the 13% is almost like a convenience charge. It is a keep anybody who is not serious out of my inbox. And it is a, we are going to put you in front of people, a large pool of people, much larger than your local market. You know, I'm just looking at Austin and San Antonio and maybe Houston, Dallas if they want to drive down. I'm just looking at that market when I sell on Facebook Marketplace. Facebook Marketplace can be a very helpful place. I mean, I did sell this Magic the Gathering Play Booster Box case for I think like honestly, hold on, it might have been like 13 something that I actually sold it for. View messages. I sold it for $12.60. $13.49. It was my asking price. I sold for $12.60. I wasn't actually going for $13.49. You want to take good photos. You know, let's see the listing for the Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy Play Booster. But you want to take good photos. Show that it's nice and sealed and taken care of. You know, make it pretty. Make them feel like they're getting something premium. if you look at my actual listing, like you'll see I'm selling a sealed case from Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy. This is the Play Booster box. There are 6 boxes inside for a total of 180 packs total. I think I emphasized the total just because, again, you want to make them feel nice. Make them feel like they're getting a good deal. The other one that I add always, feel free to reach out with any questions, and thanks for looking, smile. Something about it will make your listing more approachable. Do not be the guy who says, yeah, I'm asking, yeah, this thing sells for about $2,000. I'm asking $5,000. Don't try and lowball me. I know what I have. I know what I got. As a car guy, I've heard that my entire life, and I have never reached out to any of those people. You're a waste of my time. I don't want to buy from you. I don't even want to give you the money. I'd rather spend up with someone else who's nice, who's friendly, who's approachable, who's, nice to talk to. I'd feel better about helping them. Genuinely, like at the end of the day, you would be helping them. So make your listings fun. Make your listings kind, just be a nice person. Again, there's also OfferUp. I myself haven't really been taking advantage of OfferUp all that much lately, but it is another good one. It's really largely the same as Facebook Marketplace. I've just been enjoying Facebook much more. So now for the last one, I wanted to present a different option. And this is what I used for my Evolving Skies booster box. This is what I used for the CGC 10 Mewtwo and Mew SM191 promo. This is Probstein Auctions. So this is actually not selling through Facebook, doing the legwork of posting and taking photos and, dealing with people. This is not giving a 13% haircut to eBay or TCG Player or any of those selling platforms. This is putting up your item, your possession, for consignment. So in this, what we do is you reach out to Probstein and you say, hey, I have blank. I want to sell this thing. So taking a look here, they've actually moved off of eBay. But I did manage to sell that Evo Skies booster box and, the graded card. They just moved off, and starting November 3rd, so Monday, they're going to be launching a new website. This new website is going to be, hopefully, just as successful for them as eBay was, because the big fear here is now there's a little bit of a gamble. I will say, you still have people on eBay who will do consignment for you. There are other consignment companies. You don't have to go with Probstein. For me, I've already taken the plunge with Probstein. I've already given them my products. I've already gotten paid by them. I feel like they work. And because of that, I am inclined to give them a go on Snipe. I don't know what I'm going to send yet. So they have a new, very aggressive payment structure. As I mentioned, you will take a huge haircut on 85%. No. As I mentioned, you're going to be looking at a huge haircut of 13% on eBay and TCG Player. That's for anything that you sell, whether it's $5, $500, $5,000. On Probstein, for, I guess, like a very aggressive introductory rate to get people in, they're doing 5% for anything between $25 and $1,000. And then 3% for anything above $1,000. Like, I'm tempted. I'm actually very seriously tempted. Let me just show you what I do have available on TCG Player. A lot of it's going to be like singles and whatnot, but I also do have a ton of boxes. And I don't know, I'm like seeing that 25 to 1,000 being 5% off, like that's really good. That's really strong. And it's tempting. So like I might actually give them a go on a couple of different things. Like this where I'm waiting for the $944. That's me, by the way, as you can see here. But like the most highest sold was 717. So if no one else is available, I'm actually drawing a blank on what the term is right now, but like it's the balance, right? Like there's that balance in the market where like, hey, a seller is here, a buyer is here. We need to meet somewhere to have, markets that actually work. I don't know if this one's actually gonna go anytime soon, but like look at the listed median. There aren't a lot of these boxes online right now, in existence, I guess. So I might even be shortchanging myself, but again, at the same time, like this $944 after fees, after TCG player fees, I'm pretty sure I'd still be at one singular car payment for the Type R. So like, I'm not mad at it. It's really just more of like a, if I sat on it, could I get $1,500 someday? I'm sure, actually. Someday, I feel like I could, but is it worth sitting on it? That I'd pause, by the way. But again, I have all this stuff. I have all these singles listed. And honestly, I probably should pull a lot of these down. These are kind of the big ones right now. I have the Ravnica, I have Outlaws, Murders at Karlov, Innistrad, and then Baldur's Gate. Sold one of the Baldur's Gate, so that's huge. This Ravnica, like, I definitely feel like it's gonna go soon. It's just people keep undercutting me. Like, I was actually like 1 or 2 away from the next sale, and now we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12. We need 12 more sales before I can move my Ravnica box. So, but playing devil's advocate, if you come into this and you're like, hey, what if I leveraged Snipe? What if I can get Snipe to offset if I have my target at being, hey, I want to sell it for $650, and I am currently looking at, $650 minus 13%. Well, that's a lot. So what does that work out to? 650 times 0.87. Okay, so we'd be looking at 565.50. But what if I gave it to Probstein and they sold it for 600 times 0.95? That's 570. Somehow, taking a $50 less win on your final price, somehow you end up with more money because you're using this consignment service. Now, it's all going to be auction, so there's no guarantee. Like, there's no set price. They're not saying, I'm going to get you $1,000 for your box. They're saying, hey, it's going to be auction. So at least if I understand it correctly, and someone chime off in the chat if you understand this website any differently than me, but it does feel like they are going to do auctions, and it's not going to be set your price, someone will buy it eventually. So we'll see how it works out. But again, if you're feeling the heat right now, if you are tired of being in the market, if if the tendies are gone and you can't buy a box anymore and flip it for double as quickly as you were back in June and July, then these are 3 very viable ways for you to get out of the market and to keep as much of your profit as possible. Oh, hey, Rick here again. Don't mind the 3D printer going on in the background, but I did want to thank these people, these folks who have been in the chat, who have been, tuning into our MLB postseason streams, and honestly, just being extremely kind, way more kind than I deserve. So thank you to Robert, thank you to Mateo, thank you to Michael, Max, Sam, Professor Hamamoto, Michael M, and Mr. D. Y'all have been fantastic, and not just for the donos, but I've recognized your names because you've been in the chats every night, having good conversation with the folks. And honestly, it really is about the community. Like, it's cool to be able to do a lot of this stuff, but there's also not no point, but it's just not as fun or exciting without engagement. And it's just appreciated when there are a lot of people who are spreading that love and, having, again, just good chats with people who enjoy baseball. So thank y'all.